morning. I'm in Cuenca for Christmas. Doesn't really look like Christmas here, does it? It's a little cloudy. That's why I'm wearing a coat in case it rains. It's about the beginning of the rainy season. January, February, March. Starts to get pretty wet. Wetter. Cuenca is still southern Ecuador. I plan on including Cuenca because it's a very popular destination. I intend to include it in our service area. Buenos dias. I'm staying at a private residence on the edge of what's commonly referred to as Gringolandia. It's a area of the city that's has quite a few expats living in it, English speakers. And it's fairly close to the Common Grounds pub, where I spent last St. Patrick's Day and met some really cool people. Pub that's celebrating St. Patrick's Day, so I'm gonna spend the evening here. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Happy birthday, Trisha. So it's a nice area of the city to settle in if you want to be surrounded by people that speak English while you're learning the language, perhaps. I find Cuenca quite remarkable. I understand that it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong about that. Seems to me I read that. It is quite lovely, as cities go. Buenos dias. And there's 4 rivers, and they all seem to be fairly clean. The water's really low right now. This is the Tomibamba. I'll see if I can dig it out of the archive. I've got a clip of this river just raging. When I was first here, I believe it was March and April. So that is like the end of the wet season, or maybe the middle of the wet season. But right now it's low. December. The rains are around the corner. So what I hope to share with you today is a place that I found that now when I come to the city, it's where I stay. It's called San Sebastian. It's a quaint little community right in the city. I'm gonna walk there today. And it's a beautiful day for it, though the clouds are gathering. What else can I tell you? There's a lot of information online, so I'm trying not to just cover things that are already out there, because this is a beautiful city and so many people are busy telling you about it. I don't want to redo all that. A couple things about Cuenca that I didn't know from the videos that I'd seen online. If you were like me, you came into the country with $10,000 US strapped to your body. Turns out that you do have to take that off at TSA and run it through the machine, so I won't try that again. And what else? Oh yeah, get some small money so that when you land at the airport, you can buy a cart for $2 and you can pay your taxi without pulling out 10 grand in $100 bills. Anyway, one thing that you'll find a pleasant surprise is how affordable the taxis are all over Ecuador. I'm always a little bit surprised when I jump in and they start the meter and it's something like 60 cents. And then you're waiting in traffic and it only goes up a dime. So yeah, very affordable. If I was living in the city, I may not buy a vehicle, but if you want to travel outside the city, it's going to make sense to own a vehicle, at least eventually. So yeah, don't hesitate to jump in a cab at the airport. I don't know about everybody else's experience, but mine's always been good. Nobody's ever tried to gouge me or anything. I don't know, $5 or $6 to get into the heart of the city. Maybe even less. If you only have one bag, you're coming for a short time, you could always just walk right out of the airport, cross the street, and the tramvia is going by. If you live here and you get a card, it's about 35 cents to get on it. You can go as far as you want. You do have to buy another ticket to go back the other way. It's one route through the length of the city. The city's quite a bit narrower than it is long. It's quite long, but it follows the valley. You could always jump on the tramvia for $1. I'm glad it's windy. It's actually a little warm for a coat. Feels like, I don't know, 20 degrees. But I have a feeling it's gonna rain. Yeah, it'll rain today for sure. You're definitely gonna want to learn the language to live here for a multitude of reasons. I think learning the language might be the single most significant determining factor as to whether people make it as far as long-term stay. If you don't know the language, you can't have a really significant or meaningful relationship with your neighbor. And I think belonging to a community, it's the human condition, right? You have to belong to a community, otherwise, you'll end up going home or moving on to an English-speaking country. So I should recommend who I think is the best teacher. On YouTube, it's QRoo Paul. He teaches Latin American Spanish. I think his method is better than anything else I've seen. I'd be speaking much better Spanish if I was faithful in studying. But I learned a lot. You can learn enough in 2 weeks to get here, to deal with taxis, airport. You can learn enough to buy something at a store. 2 weeks, no problem. Yeah, I'll put a link in the bio. I just recognized where I am. I've been here before. Otorongo. It's a community on my way into town when you're walking along the Tomabamba. I'll also add some clips from an evening here watching a band.
Live performances, there definitely seems to be more of it down here. Even teenagers are getting in on it.
Yeah, as I was saying, this is our turn. Leave the river behind and run up to San Sebastian Square. Cuenca is at, what was it again? Just over 2,500 meters above sea level. When you first do these stairs, you'll know it. But if you decide to live here, you'll be very strong. You'll be very strong. Excellent cardio. Okay. Ooh, let's get across the street. I like to run across the streets. You don't really have to. But that reminds me, the traffic does have the right of way in Ecuador. Keep that in mind. That always made more sense to me anyway. You know, What's the point of complaining about emissions and all this stuff and then making the traffic start and stop for people?
So some of the reasons that I like to stay on San Sebastian Plaza, it feels like a safe neighborhood. It's proximal to everything you want to see in the historic center. You can get there on foot. It's not too far. And yet it feels like it's off the beaten path in a way. It's not the busiest streets, and so it's quieter. Let's have another look at a Google map just to see where we are. From Otorongo Plaza by the river, we climbed the stairs and San Sebastian Plaza was right there. And just 5 blocks away is the cathedral and Parque Calderon.
Like most of the plazas in Ecuador, at least, probably all through Latin America, they're a very chill vibe. You know, people come down here with their kids or social groups. Buenos dias. The fellas, you know, they'll come down here 6 and 8 strong, solve the world's problems. Yeah, I would love to live by a place like this. Let me show you the hotel. Hotel Azul de la Plaza. The blue hotel on the plaza. If you're looking for something ritzy, you'll find that online. Expensive and good reviews, can't go wrong. But if you're looking for economy, and you're like me, if you're looking for economy and you're looking for something that's quaint, right on the plaza like this, I don't think you can do much better. I got a budget room for, I gotta think now, I think I got it for $14. But that was a deal through Expedia and I had just got a silver level. So I'm pretty sure that the budget room runs $24 or $28 a night. That'll be more depending on the season. But when it's not a holiday, it should go for that. And a room on the top floor that had, it's quite large, with a queen size bed and a private bathroom and a jacuzzi tub in front of the window with a view of the city and the cathedral. Yeah, 35, 36, something like that. So anyway, come see. Okay, I just got permission to film inside the hotel. Just the little button here, they'll unlock the door. Hola.
Hey,
Okay. So your room includes breakfast, and the breakfast is lovely. Often scrambled eggs, some bread and jam and cheese and some meat too. So you can't go wrong with breakfast here. And the coffee's on all the time. Bathrooms. They're cleaning right now, so that's why the mops and brooms and stuff like that. There's 3 floors above the main floor, and as far as I know, the nicest rooms are at the top. At the top, you have the romance room and I forget what the other one's called. Podemos ver una habitación, did I say that right? Una.
ya, me siento en muy balcony.
Gracias.
Nada. Esta.
Ah, perfecto.
Esta más
Gracias.
bonita. Esta, mira, este lo voy a poner así.
Now, how lovely is that, right? With a balcony looking out onto what's not to like? Okay, so that's the Azul de la Plaza Hotel. I'll tell you too that the place right next door, the Tienda Cafe, here, let me just back up so you can see it, with the red doors there, might be the best cappuccino I've ever had in my life. You'll want to try that too. I'm meeting a friend today. Giovanna is meeting me here at the square. She should be along soon, and she's going to help me get permission to film in public places like restaurants and cafes and stuff like that. It can be a little bit tricky with my Spanish trying to get that permission myself, because I ask for permission and they say no. Or they say yes, but with all these conditions that I can't understand. So Giovanna's going to help me with that. There she is. Hola, Giovanna. ¿Qué tal? So we've got, what are the names of these restaurants here? We've got a Belgian bistro called Hudoko.
Hodoko, Belgian bistro,
See,
Chicano, Mexican
Chicano, Mexican food.
food. Yeah.
And do you know the name of
The
the?
other one over there, I think is La Casa Azul.
Okay, right.
And the next,
And San Sebastian.
San Sebastian Coffee.
Right. Okay. Hola.
Yeah.
It's got a great vibe, I think. So it's a tap house with
Artisan.
beers. I like dark beer. I had a glass of dark beer here. Found out after I got hammered off of one drink that it was 12% alcohol. So if you want to be careful how much you consume, you might just decide to have a look at the small print on the menu before you order. But the beers I've had here are excellent. The Chicano Mexican restaurant also has quite a wide variety of food available. It's all very good.
Next up is Casa Azul Galleria Cafe. They asked us not to film their guests. That's understandable. Here's a little snapshot of their servers area. And then on the south side of the plaza is the Municipal Museum of Modern Art.
So Giovanna was just informing me about the history of this building. Let's see if I can get her on camera. Giovanna, would you please share with us the history of this building as far as you can remember? Because it's actually quite sordid. We thought it was maybe originally a convent. It's many, many rooms without windows.
Uh-huh.
But as it turns out, you were saying in the beginning, it was a jail in the beginning? No, there was something else.
No, alcoholics.
So it was a recovery center for alcoholics first,
Uh-huh.
which seems really odd that none of the rooms had windows. Doesn't sound healthy. And then
A jail.
a jail.
And after that,
orphanage,
an orphanage,
and then a museum.
and then a museum.
Yeah,
Wow.
long story.
So it is a museum of modern art right here on the plaza. The entrance is free of charge, and the exhibits change every 2 months or so. So, yeah, who knows what you'll see when you get there, but it's a great way to spend a little time while you're here on the plaza.
I'm going to fly my drone over San Sebastian after the sun sets, but for now I'll take this opportunity to provide an update. At 49 to 0, we are preparing to receive you. Our website, which is currently in development, will be an information resource for people wanting to visit or relocate to Ecuador. We have established relationships with reputable service providers to help you on your way. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. It really helps us get the word out. Next week, I'll share my adventure in acquiring a visa. It's not a done deal yet, but I think I have it wrapped. After that, Gabriel and I are roasting and packaging coffee, so you'll want to tune in for that too. Thank you everyone for supporting the channel and for your encouragement, especially my sister Leah, who thankfully wouldn't take no for an answer.